Good afternoon and welcome to News 6 Extra. I'm News 6 anchor Lisa Bell. It is Friday, September 26th, and we have a lot going on today. Our producer, Kathleen Whittingham, is standing by. She has a jam-packed show for us. We do have some breaking news on that Amber Alert out of Marion County. Of course, we're going to get the latest on our weather as well, and 6 things to do this weekend. Kathleen, do you have big weekend plans?
You know, the only thing on the agenda is maybe heading out to Cranes Roost Park to see Trooper Steve and Sandra Ray from XL 107, Johnny's house,
Yes.
compete in the Red Bull Tandem roller coaster event.
Yes.
I just saw the tandem bike.
It's sitting right to my left.
Right. It's very impressive. It's got a big
Yes.
TV screen, fake TV screen on the front. So
So I've had a bone to pick with its name. It's called the Complaint Line. I feel like it should be called What the Honk.
you know what? I like that.
But, and the reason why the name is important is because you can go online. You can go to clickorlando.com and still vote for the People's Choice Award, because no one in this newsroom is convinced that they will actually complete the obstacle course without falling into the water at Cranes Roost Park, but they could get the People's Choice Award.
Right. So that's what they're really aiming for. I
Yes.
think they both kind of understand that they're probably not going to finish the course.
We'll have to wait and see.
But we'll have to wait and see. But that is happening tomorrow at Cranes Roost Park in Altamont Springs, starting at 11.
Okay. Well, hopefully the weather will cooperate
Yes.
for that event and everything else that's going on this weekend. For more on that, we do want to bring in meteorologist Michelle Morgan, who is standing by with our Friday night football weekend forecast, as always. Good afternoon, Michelle.
Good afternoon, Lisa. Yeah, there's a lot happening in the weather department. Of course, we got tropics. We got our regular sea breeze thunderstorms that will be happening today, tomorrow, and heading into our Sunday. But of course, timing is everything. So before we get into the timing for all of the events that are happening tonight or even heading into your Saturday and Sunday, I do want to start off with what's happening in the tropics, because it is a hot topic. So I am continuing to track Invest 94L and Hurricane Umberto swirling over the tropical Atlantic. And as you can see here on your screen, we're still looking at a high chance for tropical development with 94L. It doesn't look like much right now. The center of circulation is found north of Hispaniola. So that's Dominican Republic as well as Haiti. And we're still looking at a very high chance as of the 8 a.m., an 80% chance in the next 2 days and a 90% in the next 7 days. But nonetheless, it looks like this thing is going to get going as we head into the weekend. So I would say in the next 24 to 48 hours, it could potentially become a tropical depression as it continues to move northward over that area that is highlighted in red. So taking a look at the tropical models here, the spaghetti plot. So there are a few models that are in a pretty good consensus, taking it northward over parts of the Bahamas and keeping the center of circulation parallel to Florida. But keep in mind, still very early in the forecast, and we do have a few outliers here where the center of circulation could stay close to parts of Cuba, bringing heavy rain, gusty winds to that country as we head into the weekend, and then just completely banking to the north and west. And then you have a few other outliers here. One outlier, one model that is in gray, taking it into the eastern Gulf, and then you have another outlier here in blue taking it into South Florida. So uncertainty is still relatively high. Hurricane hunters continue to go into this system to see what's going on, sampling the atmosphere. So in terms of the intensity models as of right now, it looks like it will continue to strengthen. Atmospheric environment certainly looking favorable for that. It could potentially become a tropical storm in the next 48 hours, and it could become a Category 1, even Category 2 hurricane as we get closer to Monday, even Tuesday. Nonetheless, we are looking at indirect impacts as of right now with the current information. So for your Saturday and Sunday, we're looking fine, a moderate rip current risk. But getting into Monday, things become a little bit more dangerous, especially along the entire East Coast. Boating conditions will start to deteriorate. Winds are going to pick up. Last checked, we could potentially see gusts up to 30, 35 miles per hour. And we're looking at a high rip current risk. So rough surf along the coastline is possible as we head into our Monday. Now, the steering pattern here, you're looking at the GFS model, which will kind of give us an idea of what this system could do as we head into the weekend and early next week. So if you see this area right here, this area of low pressure beginning to develop over the Bahamas, the water is super warm, the wind shear is very weak, so the system could potentially get its act together. Now, fast forward in things as we head into your Sunday, strengthening is certainly possible, but this particular model is keeping the center of circulation parallel to the state of Florida. Now, fast forwarding things into our Monday and also Tuesday, this could also potentially impact or directly impact the Carolinas or even Georgia. So we'll have to continue to watch it very closely. Now, I do want to show you the tropical wind gust. This is the wind model, the GFS. Now, this wind model is showing a stronger system staying off the coast of Florida. You could see it could be between 100 to even 300 miles away from the East Coast. Now, fast forwarding things into Monday, winds are expected to be a little bit stronger, and then again taking that system into the Carolinas. Now, the European model is showing a weaker system with that center of circulation a little bit closer to the coastline there, Florida. But fast forwarding things into Monday, it is continuing to show a weaker system. Now, again, as I mentioned, nonetheless, indirect impacts are certainly possible as we head into our Monday. And of course, we're going to continue to watch things as things evolve. And as soon as we know the information, we will update you all. Now, quick check on Hurricane Umberto there, continuing to swirl over the central Atlantic. Latest advisory as of 11 a.m. It is strengthening. It has winds of 90 miles per hour, moving slowly to the northwest at 5 miles per hour. It is expected to become the next major hurricane of the Atlantic hurricane season early Saturday morning with winds of 120 miles per hour. And as we go through the weekend, heading into next week, it will stay over the open Atlantic, but it could potentially impact Bermuda as a Category 2 hurricane. You can see the island is in the cone there as we head into Wednesday. So there's a lot happening in the tropics. Of course, it is peak hurricane season, so this is expected. But as of right now, there are no direct tropical impacts to Central Florida. Now, getting to our local forecast, things are looking pretty good. It's just hot outside, not really feeling fall-like. As we take a look at the infrared satellite imagery, clear skies as of right now. We do have some clouds that are developing over the Gulf of Mexico, and then we'll see some showers and storms beginning to develop later on today due to the sea breezes get going. We have a cold front to our north and west. As it gets closer and closer to us as we head into the weekend, that's just going to really impact or just really increase the moisture over Central Florida. So we'll continue to watch that as well. Temperatures are warm in the upper 80s and lower 90s across the region. Rain chances stay elevated between 40 to 60%. And check out your daytime highs. We're in the lower 90s today across many cities. 90 in Ocala, 92 in the Villages, Leesburg, 93 in Orlando, and upper 80s, lower 90s along our coastline. Keep in mind, because the humidity is so high, it is going to feel like the triple digits today. So we always tell you, make sure you're staying hydrated. Clouds and rain forecast, timing things out. As we get closer to the 4 o'clock hour, we'll begin to see a few isolated showers and thunderstorms beginning to develop. Around 7, 8, we get the colliding sea breezes right along that boundary, mainly along the I-4 corridor. Some strong thunderstorms are possible, producing heavy rain, gusty winds up to 40 miles per hour, and lightning. Thankfully, the tornado threat is fairly low today, but again, a few of these thunderstorms could pack a punch, producing heavy rain and strong winds. Later on tonight, this particular model is showing some showers and thunderstorms now shifting along the I-95 corridor. And then during the overnight hours, most of the shower and storm activity beginning to let up. Saturday morning shows a few isolated light showers possible, especially if you're commuting early in a few locations. So just keep that in mind. And then rain chances even higher tomorrow afternoon at 80%. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We are looking at a hot, humid day today, a high of 93 as we head into the weekend. I do think we'll be okay around the morning hours on Saturday, but then as we get into your Saturday afternoon, rain chances going up to 80%, a high of 91. Sunday is 70% with a high of 90, and it'll start to get breezy. And then Monday is looking pretty windy with some dry air moving in with highs in the lower 90s, Lisa.
All right, Michelle, thank you. Now, as we mentioned at the top, we do have some breaking news on that Amber Alert out of Marion County. You probably got an alert on this on your phone last night. Marion County Sheriff's Office has put out an updated release this morning. I have it right here. They've been looking for 17-year-old Caden Spate. The Sheriff's Office now says there is no evidence that Spate was kidnapped, and they are referencing a claim that 4 Hispanic men may have taken him in a van. Deputies say Spates is still considered in danger. He perhaps left the area on a black bicycle with a red and gray tent. Now, anyone who knows where he is should call the Marion County Sheriff's Office right away. Also developing this afternoon, former FBI Director James Comey is fighting back, saying he is innocent after being indicted on 2 federal counts. Now, this all stems from statements he made during a congressional hearing back in 2020 regarding Russian interference in the 2016 election. And it comes just days after President Trump publicly urged his attorney general to pursue charges against Comey and other political opponents. CBS's Natalie Brand has the latest.
President Trump lashed out at former FBI Director James Comey while leaving the White House this morning.
He's a dirty cop. He's always been a dirty cop.
His comments come less than 24 hours after Comey's indictment, a major escalation in the president's efforts to target political opponents.
This is about justice. He lied. He lied a lot.
There are costs to standing up to Donald Trump.
Comey has denied the charges against him, responding last night on social media.
I have great confidence in the federal judicial system, and I'm innocent. So let's have a trial and keep the faith.
He faces 1 count of obstruction of justice and 1 count of making false statements related to Senate testimony in 2020 in which he denied authorizing leaking information to the media. Shortly before the statute of limitations was set to expire in the case, President Trump publicly urged his attorney general to look into Comey and other political opponents.
You can bet your bottom dollar that the first motion Comey and his attorneys will be making is one for a selective and vindictive prosecution, and they've got the evidence there in the form of that Truth Social tweet.
The case was brought by a newly sworn-in interim U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan, a White House aide and former personal attorney to President Trump.
Halligan, who does not have past prosecutorial experience, was the only one to sign the charging documents, which legal analysts say is highly unusual.
It's really hard to overemphasize at this point the gravity of this situation. American prosecutors, federal prosecutors, the DOJ is supposed to be an independent, apolitical body that's essential to preserve democratic values, precisely for the reasons we see playing out right here.
Comey is scheduled to appear in court October 9th. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we have our latest schemes and ripoffs report, this one involving bounce house rentals and Facebook Marketplace. And of course, our 6 things to do this weekend. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back to News 6 Extra. It is Friday, September 26th, and we have our latest edition of Schemes and Ripoffs. And this one involves bounce house rentals on Facebook Marketplace. A local rental company is warning about bogus bounce house rentals. News 6's Tylisa Hampton shows us what to be on the lookout for.
I'm Tylisa Hampton, your West Orange County community correspondent. Scams can ruin just about any festivity, especially if it's a little kid's party. And a Central Florida rental company, they said they took to social media after they got one too many calls from customers about bounce house rental scams. It's large, bouncy, and often at many kid parties. But the owner of Bouncing Around Rentals says instead of getting calls for just bookings, he is getting told of scams.
I got a call from the customer the other day about some money that she was about to send to a company on Facebook. She was about to send, I think it was $100 deposit, but it was a scam.
And that call, well, it's not his first, which is why he posted on social media for people to beware.
You'd be surprised how many calls I get a weekly base about people not getting their bounce house, spending all their money, and then, everybody's sad because the bounce house didn't come through.
How often do you all see this type of scam?
We definitely regularly see this kind of scam come through our scam tracker in particular, where folks are, looking to rent a bounce house or tables or chairs.
The Better Business Bureau of Central Florida notes across the state in the past year, over 800 imposter scam tracker reports. As for the last 6 months alone, there were over 500.
Folks find these on social media. It has a lowball offer, a good price, and what we've seen is a lot of folks paying deposits, and then they just kind of get ghosted.
What is the solution for people who have gone through something like this?
Make sure you check out that URL. Go look them up on bbb.org. Red flags might be if they only contact you through messaging apps, if they don't have a phone number, if they only want to take certain kinds of payment.
For companies like Bouncing Around, they're hoping creating awareness will help everyone in the end.
This is what we do for a living, and it's sad that we lose customers' faith from people that pretend to have inflatable companies and they're not.
Officials with the Better Business Bureau suggest everyone do their research, and if you do decide to book something over social media, you do so with a credit card, so hopefully you can get some type of recourse. Reporting, I'm your West Orange County community correspondent, Tylisa Hampton.
And I know from firsthand experience, those things can run into the hundreds of dollars, so you can quickly lose a lot of money, unfortunately, in something like that. Well, Second Harvest Food Bank is doing something new. We know that hunger never sleeps, so today, Second Harvest Food Bank is proving it. For the first time in 43 years, the organization is holding a 24-hour relief marathon. News 6's Angie Casada spoke with organizers about the need here in Central Florida and the demand that they are seeing right now.
Yeah, check this out. This is where hundreds of volunteers are going to be coming together to spend the next 24 hours packing and sorting boxes of food. But Second Harvest says it's a reminder that the need is just as great as it was during the pandemic. The food bank provides about 300,000 meals a day across 7 Central Florida counties. Today's goal, pack more than 100,000 boxes in 24 hours.
Folks in our community are facing hunger 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. There is somebody out there in our community who needs help. And so the whole goal of Hunger Never Sleeps is to be able to build awareness, to encourage our community to get involved, to be a part of the fight against hunger, and to help our community members thrive no matter what time of day, no matter what day of the year.
Organizers say even if you can't be here in person, a $24 donation symbolizing 24 hours of action can make a big difference.
The reality is 1 in 7 of our neighbors right here in Central Florida is at risk of going to bed hungry at night. That's over 500,000 people who may not know where their next meal may come from. And unfortunately, that number hasn't really waned since the pandemic. There are just too many people who are living paycheck to paycheck right on that edge.
And Second Harvest says the need for both food and volunteers is still critical, with no signs of slowing down. If you're in need or if you would like to volunteer, we have all of that information on clickorlando.com. Reporting in Orlando, I'm your community correspondent, Angie Casada, News 6.
Angie, thank you. It is amazing the difference that Second Harvest Food Bank has made in our community over the years. All right, I want to bring Kathleen back into this conversation. Kathleen, I do have a correction to make. At the top of the hour, we were talking about things to do this weekend. We mentioned the Red Bull Tandem Bicycle event at Cranes Roost Park that Trooper Steve is going to be participating in with Sandra Ray from 106.7. We've been talking about it all week. It's really been the talk of the newsroom for sure.
Right.
Apparently, People's Choice Award voting has ended.
Okay, so, well, hopefully they got enough votes to win.
Let's hope, yes, because we have been doing our part, getting the word out, talking about it, telling people to go vote for them, because we're not convinced that they will actually finish the obstacle course, win the obstacle course. I mean,
well, maybe if they don't win People's Choice Awards, they will finish.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But voting has ended. You plan to go out there this weekend.
Sure.
And check it out. It's tomorrow at 11 a.m. Is that what time you said it was?
I think it's 11. I think it's 11 to 2.
All right. Well, it should be a good time. There are all sorts of things happening, a lot of fall events happening across Central Florida this weekend. For more on that, here is our Michelle Morgan.
I'm meteorologist Michelle Morgan. Looking for something fun to do this weekend? Well, I'm here at the Showcase of Citrus, where Pumpkin Ponderosa and the first ever haunted monster truck ride will be going on this weekend. I spoke to the owner, Tara Boschel, about what you can expect.
We try to offer a lot of things for every age. We have pumpkins and some fun ghosts. We've got a little kind of pre-made cemetery, monster truck rides. We have our farm animals, exotic animals. We've got a great holiday menu for food, and then we have great drinks, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, a little bit of everything for everybody.
We also got the scoop from Ranger Jack on the haunted monster truck ride.
We go on a rescue mission out into these cursed fields, and we see everything. I mean, zombies are chasing us, werewolves are attacking the side of the truck, and there's even this crazy chainsaw guy who tears off his face. It's unbelievable, but it's also a lot of fun.
Both events run through November 1st. Tickets are online. Fall Fun continues this Saturday in Claremont at Southern Hill Farms. Fall Fest starts at 10 a.m. through 8 p.m. Enjoy pumpkins, cider, and sunflowers. Tickets are about $27. A few showers and thunderstorms are possible. Great Scott Farms Fall Fest in Mount Dora starts this weekend from 10 a.m. through 5 p.m. Enjoy a corn maze, pumpkin patch, and hay rides. Tickets around $17. Lake Nona Oktoberfest Stein Hoisting Competition is this Saturday at 6. Join the fun for $15 at this annual celebration. Club Lake Fall Fest in Apopka starts Saturday from 10 a.m. through 6 p.m. Tickets around $18. Enjoy hay rides, mazes, pumpkins, air cannons, and more. The third annual Suds, Pups, and Pints in Mount Dora starts Saturday at 3 through 6 p.m. Enjoy live music, brews, and happy pups. Remember, stay hydrated. If you have a fun event happening in your town, send it my way. Just head over to clickorlando.com or use our new 6 app and click Contact Us.
Always such a fun time of year in Central Florida. And even if we just get a little hint of less humidity and slightly cooler temperatures, you'll see the boots out there.
Right.
Probably not sweaters, but I know people will be tempted to want to wear them.
Right. Right.
Yes.
I have the boots ready to go. I'm just waiting for that first little bit of
just
fall.
a little. Yeah.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
I may still be wearing flip-flops this weekend. Anyways.
Yes. You'll probably need flip-flops this weekend. No
right.
boots.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us on this Friday afternoon for News 6 Extra. Of course, you can always get the latest headlines anytime at clickorlando.com, and be sure to join us for our next newscast starting at 4.